Welcome to your Tee Time Strategies. I'm Terry Moscosi, Director of Instruction for Brown Golf here in Bluffton, South Carolina. Today, I'm going to talk about speed. How do you develop it? How do you get through it? And it's an area of a couple drills that will help you understand where your speed is happening and how to change it so that you can start to see more distance in your golf shots. So let's go over to the practice tee and take a look. Okay, we're here at the practice tee at Crescent Point Golf Club, and I wanted to talk a little bit about speed today, and speed in the sense that as the weather starts to get cooler and the fairways maybe start to get a little wet, we're going to have to see some more speed in our swing. And I'd like to do it, but I'd like to do it without a lot of work. So there's two drills, or a couple things that I can give you that will help increase your speed. But my favorite is understanding where speed actually comes from. Now, a lot of times what I do is I take the student, I have them hold the golf club at the head end. So you take your stance, you do everything you normally would do, get everything ready, and then take your swing from there, and you'll hear this swish. And you'll hear this swish. And a lot of times you'll hear the swish, the golfer, and then they finish. So you hear all the speed from here to here, from here to the contact, and it goes, and then they kind of slow up into the finish. They get to the finish, but they don't get there with speed. Now, conversely, when you hear it on TV and you hear the men or the women that are playing on TV, playing professionally, you hear this noise. And you hear all the speed in front of you. The speed is not down towards the ball and you slow up. The speed is in front of you, and that speed carries you up so that you finish standing up on your front side. All right? So you want to know how to finish on the front side without trying to figure all the details. Change your attitude of where you want your speed, and the speed is never from the top to the ball. The speed is from the ball out towards its target. So it's not from the top to the ball. The speed is from the ball out towards the target. So that's why when you listen very carefully, you always hear, you never hear, you always hear, and all that energy is imparted and that speed is picked up out there, and that's part of how you build the speed in your golf swing, by turning your club upside down. There are two other methods I use to help a golfer build speed, but it also helps you build strength. And we need to build the strength in the shoulders, and particularly in the rotator cuff muscles, because the rotators take a lot of pressure during the swing. So I have two things that I use. I have a weighted golf club, where it's weighted at the bottom, all right? And I tend to hit balls with that, so I'll set myself up regularly. Now, I won't hit it as far, but I still try to make the speed out there, and the weighted golf club will allow me to hit a ball probably somewhere in the 180, 200 yard range, but it's also 2.5 pounds. So there's a lot of weight, and that weight tends to help pull me. And again, it takes the muscles, it stretches them out there, and you want to do it at the beginning. You'd like to do it in slow motion, not in fast motion. The other one, and the one I love the most actually of all the three, is I have attached to my wrists weights. And this little sleeve right here holds the weights. You place them in there, you wrap it on, and the nice thing about having these on your wrists is the fact that they allow you to move. And the weight of the golf club, using the weighted golf club, doesn't pull you. It keeps all the weight up here, so there's less injury that starts to take place. And I love this particular apparatus to use, and I use it for my juniors, and I use it for seniors to swing. And they're very light. The weights are 8 ounces. You put them in the sleeves, and again, we want to work on how to get the arm speed out there, and also how to strengthen the shoulders in the swing. The last area you want to help build your distance in your game think distance. And we've talked about that before. But think distance and you start to see distance. Look at the top of the trees. Take a weighted golf club, take that club, turn it upside down, or use these weights, and always take your swing to the top of the trees, and that way you will end up having more speed out in front of you, finish standing up on your front side, and you will begin to see that extra 10 yards of distance you've been asking this whole time. That's your tee time strategy for today. Talk to you next week.